Hello and welcome, race fans, to another wonderful Sunday night full of action-packed racing action here in the Numb Thumbs Racing League Xfinity Series here tonight, taking on Auto Club, this 2-mile massive track that sadly is no longer a thing here in California, but that's okay. We have it here in this simulator, and boy, oh boy, is this going to be a good show for all of y'all out there tonight on this Halloween Eve. So don't let those spooks and ghouls get to you. We're going to have a good time out here tonight, but also it's going to be a long one, y'all. 110 laps, so that's 220 miles. So be sure to get that popcorn, grab all the drinks and shots and some extra waters just in case as we get ready to get this one underway. Let's start it off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, these Numb Thumbs Racing League races are only being able to be brought to you because of some great sponsors, like tonight's sponsor of the Plus EV Motorsports team. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this great race here tonight, as well as TrackBarMedia jumping on board here this season. I hope it cycles back around to the correct one, but we also have JP Designs and Prince jumping on board here, so thank you guys so much. As well as we got AdminBoxx here as well, the premier button box solution for race control admins. And let's see here, we got a whole bunch more. We got TrackDogsRacing.com. We talked about TrackBarMedia there. We also have SimGear Central as well, one of the best premier button box creators there. That's got all the buttons, dials, knobs, anything you can possibly think of on one of those button boxes that you can just reach out and press. So go ahead and order from them. Let's see, we also have Numb Thumbs Gaming Trucking Community as well on board for the sponsorship here in this Xfinity series. So happy to have y'all along here with us. Speaking of us, I am Alan Brown, and I do not have the cojones that some NASCAR drivers have, apparently, because down there on pit road we got my good friend who knows how to carry a keg or two. That's Mr. Alan English. Alan, we're back here at Auto Club, one of our favorite tracks that we've seen here, and we're seeing these Xfinity cars go around here pretty quick.
This is one of our favorites, and one of the reason is because it incorporates several things. Drafting is important here. Also, tire strategy, tire wear is important here. We're going to see a lot of green flag laps turned here tonight, so your pit strategy is going to be important here. There's so many moving parts when you have a race here at Auto Club that you really have to watch it from all angles to completely understand what's going on out there. And these drivers are out there; they're on their own. You know, they're making up all these decisions on their own. So it just goes to show you, like Adam talks about all the time. You know, these guys are not just out there with their pedal to the floor turning left. There's a lot of factors to consider and a lot of adjustments to be made to your driving line. You know how hard you're putting it in the corners and stuff, adjusting your points for your tire wear and all that kind of stuff. So there really is a lot to it, and we get to see it all here at Auto Clubs. It's going to be an awesome race.
That it will be. All ready for the beating and banging action, though, is Mr. Turner down there on pit road. Adam, solid race here, 2-mile track, nice and wide. What do you think we're going to be seeing here, anybody?
Well, I don't think we're going to be seeing what we saw today at Martinsville, which was an actual video game move.
Yeah.
You just put it in the wall and punch it. I don't think we're going to see that, but that was really cool. I think good racing. It's a wide track, but there's not a bunch of lanes. It's hard to describe. Concrete's going to really tear these tires up, so you got to save them. Very wide. I don't think we're going to see a lot of cautions. We should be pretty clean here, but this is a thinking man's track, so you got to put your brain on if you're going to be interested in winning this thing. 1 fast repair, 70% fuel. 5 sets of tires, you get 25 incident points. You're going to disqualify. I don't particularly see that happening at all, but
I don't think so.
I could be wrong. 220 miles. This is a long one, boys, so buckle up.
It is. As we take a look at today's race info, nice night here in California, so no problem weather-wise. Lights are on, so these these cars will have as much grip as possible underneath them here tonight as they make all of these laps that they have to turn. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and man, it's just find the groove that's for you. You can run that bottom line for your heart's content. You can run up a lane higher than that. You can run up a lane even higher than that. Whatever works for you to help you get around this racetrack the quickest is what's probably going to help you get a good finish here tonight.
Yeah, and these guys will find the line that's right for them. We already see some guys during the qualifying lap, like a race we just watched the other day, where guys are dropping down onto the apron there at the trial. So maybe that's another one of those little tricks we'll see these guys use out there. But yeah, you might see some guys run up real close to the wall. Maybe some guys are kind of trying to dime in the corners. There's a couple of different schools of thought out there. So we shall see what happens here at Fontana.
Well, the main thing is you got to save. You're going to have to save tires. I think riding up high might, kind of help you. But you want to get past people too, so there's going to be points where you're going to have to dive down and dime in the corners and all that. But Brian, you were saying that there's no more of this. I thought this track was still going on. What's happening with that?
No, I think they're bulldozing it over, trying to make some weird, stupid mile track or something down in there now. Or...
Leave it to California. They probably won't even allow the emissions anymore. Don't get me started. They're ruining everything.
They're going to be pedal cars.
Jeez.
That's we're about halfway through qualifying right now, and right now we got, it looks like it's Paul Durkee sitting on top of that standing board, currently with the fastest lap time. Let's see if he can hold on to it here as Derek Welsh just finishes on up. Same thing with Seth Hawley, Justin Lawson, Jason Kraft. We've been following along here. Vince Short heading on out there. Saw he's got his live face cam up there. Same thing with Seth Hawley. Double O Joe is also joining us here on the live face cams. He's already put in his couple of laps, kind of starting in that mid to back of the field.
This is going to be awesome because the race is going to be under the lights tonight. As you see, well, you can't see it. I can see it. The sim time is actually 9 p.m. right now. So these guys are in for a long night here, racing under the lights. It's going to be a late night once they get finished.
Well, I mean, I sure hope they have some kind of green energy to run these lights. It would be a shame if they didn't. They'd probably get some extra special tax. California. You guys got me started on this already. I do like this track, though. It is a neat track. Too bad they're getting rid of it because of California stuff.
I spoke with Dirk Welch earlier today, and he was telling me that he gave Paul Durkee a couple of tips, on how to run here, how to improve your time. And then he says, after seeing him run a few laps, he said, I may have told him a little too much. Durkee out there smoking right now by more than a 10th.
Well, why would you give your secrets away? I don't know. Derek, you better think about that next time you're giving your secrets away. He's 0.2 of a second faster than Derek Welch right now. Wow.
He's rolling.
Rolling as our qualifying session continues to kind of roll on here for just a couple more minutes. I know we love to see it. We got fans out there already blowing that chat up, Mr. English.
Yes, sir. As soon as I can get situated here, I will read some of it. Toby Blakesley says, get your bathroom breaks in before this one starts, folks. It's going to be a long one. Lauren Stubblefield here for Stub Nation. So is Rebecca Davis. Richard Gray said, let's get it out there. Triple A pulling for us. Thank you so much, Richard, over the years. Let's see. Jessica Stubblefield here as well. I need some action like today's race. Talking about the Chastain deal again. That was crazy. Sean Reese out here pulling for Stubbs as well. Lauren saying caution shots, anyone? They might be few and far between. You might get away with that tonight and still be able to get up in the morning. Jason Kraft says, feels good to be back tonight. Let's get it, Timothy Stubblefield. Let's see. They're also pulling for Team APX. Kayla Lawson out there pulling for Justin Lawson, driver of the 19 car out there. And she says, pull a Chastain if you have to. A different Chastain move, where you just dump the guy in front of you. And Timothy Stubblefield saying, let's go Stub Nation, let's go APX Motorsports, and mostly let's go Vols. The Tennessee fans, they're all native Tennesseans.
Well, those guys they're on a roll, but here's who else is on a roll, AAA Broadcasting. Y'all got to hit the buttons. What is it? The thumbs and then there's like a pointer.
The thumbs up.
You got to hit those.
And then
hit all the buttons. The bell. Yeah, that's kind of a good one to hit too. Good to have everybody though.
That way they don't miss anything, when
a
thumbs up, it takes you right to it. Boom.
Yeah, they want to see everything. They want to hear it all, see it all.
Vincent Short's got a fan out there. 7-Eleven Trick joining us once again, saying good evening all. Have a good race. Let's go Vincent Short. Adam Strom joining us, our buddy up in Minnesota, saying love some night racing and fights in the pits. Let's go.
Ooh, how are we going to get one there, Strom? We need somebody to instigate the fight, pull a Ross Chastain, dump somebody in the turn 3 or 4, and then come down here and let's have a fight. I like that idea. Man, that's a great idea. Who wants to fight tonight? It's Sunday. Somebody's got to be feeling like fighting.
I don't know, man. Sunday night, I'm going to bed. I'm not fighting nobody here tonight. As we get qualifying off, and we're now into the grid time here. So let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to start here tonight. And that's starting us off with the 13 of Paul Durkee starting on that front row. The 26 of David E. Brown starting on his outside. Got the 1 of Derek Welch, Mr. Bogus, having a pretty good starting position there in third with his good buddy Mark Collins in that 23 starting outside of him in fourth. 4 of Anthony Williams is going to start here inside of that top 5. With the 5 of Jason Kraft starting here pretty good in 6th. Albert Anderson in that 747 machine feeling a little better tonight, but still hopped up on some stuff. So hopefully he'll be able to race this thing out. But starting here tonight in 7th. Got the 03 of Dylan Bryant starting today in 8th. With the 48 of Zeth Hawley starting in 9th. And the 27 of Tom Wilson rounding out tonight's top 10.
Well, here's a little tip for Albert Anderson. If you see 2 cars in front of you and they're painted the same, just aim in between them if you want to draft with them. That's probably the best way to go. Matt Layton in the 51 will be starting in 11th. 12th will be Joe David in the 9. Chris Klein in that 18 machine starting 13th. And outside row 7 there is the 67 of Nathan Stanley. Row number 8's looking like this. It's going to be Stubbs in the 79 and the 8 of Brandon Coleman. Row number 9 is going to be Scott Milner in the 31 and the 15 of Vincent Short. And rounding out your top 20 and completing row number 10 here, 00 Joe Bennett and the 19 of Justin Lawson.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard to tell. Jamie Abrell, maybe race control. I'm not sure. 20. 999, Toby Blakesley there. Didn't put any lap times in. He could be race control. He could be racing hell. I don't know.
He is our race control.
All right,
Toby
race
Blakesley
control. Yeah, there you go. Then we got 726 Michael Cole, 55 Tom Barish, and the 110, the oldest man in iRacing, Richard Niccolo Gray.
Oldest man in iRacing. This ain't past his bedtime.
Well, he's tired. I mean, he's going to try to make it. He'll probably park it in the pits about lap 10. So just hang with him.
Well, either way, these guys are going to make their way out onto the racetrack here behind that pace car. First time here tonight, getting all stacked up and ready to rumble down this back straightaway here behind that pace car. So we're getting ready to go to green flag racing here for the first time here tonight, fellas. And you know, we've seen a lot of races. I mean, heck, I think one of the first races we've ever done, like, period, as a broadcasting company, was a flag-to-flag race, you know, 100 laps in the trucks here at Auto Club, and boy, was that thing fun to watch.
Yeah, it was a recruiting race for another league, and I remember it was, we just couldn't believe it. You know, the number of laps.
As the
Don't speed on pit road either here. If we get some green flag pit stops, that's really going to hurt.
Absolutely, as the pace car dives on down into pit road, the green flag is up, the light bulbs are flashing. Away we go for the first time here tonight. Green flag racing here at Auto Club. 13 of Durkee gets a pretty good start here. The 26 of David Brown trying to make a run here on the outside. The one of Derek Welsh is going to flip-flop lanes here to maybe try to follow Durkee down on this bottom now as he goes side by side with the 26. 23 of Mark Collins stays
One
out.
spinning. Two of them spinning. They stayed off the track here. One of them's Albert Anderson. We're staying green.
So chaos in the backfield here as people try to get back up to speed. And
Yellow is out. Yep, sorry.
It sure is. Well, Albert might have had just a little bit too much NyQuil there. And, you never know. Cold tires, NyQuil, that's a bad combo.
oh, he was stuck 3 wide. Let's kind of see what happened here. In the middle of the corner, 3 wide, his car, oh, it just snaps loose on him. He does all he can to save it. Just absolutely nothing he can do about that one. Does get down there and snag a little extra action, but not really no damage there. No hard impacts or anything. Everyone did a pretty good job avoiding all that.
Barely touched the bumper on the 48 of Zeth Hawley. I'm not sure if he's going to have any damage there.
And it looks like the 48's front end is a little crinkled right now, so we'll see if he comes down, gets it manually repaired or whatnot. But first caution of the night coming on out here. Cold tires definitely gonna be a problem here for these guys for the first couple laps.
Well, Jennifer Ray is here for Stub Nation. So is Helen. She's also here for to support her volunteers as well. Justin Lawson saying Durkee got that grip cheat turned up tonight. Kayla Lawson said, look at the AARP Durkee out there getting the pole. Let's go, old man. And Papa Joe Bennett pulling for Little Joe out there saying, let's go 00J, take it right to the front. And Helen saying, Tim, show him what you got there. Stub Nation all the way.
Indeed. Joe Bennett being one of those guys joining us here on those face cams. We always appreciate that. Adds just that little bit more of immersion here for the folks at home. They get to see what, you know, they're not racing against no computers. These guys are real, and they've got their own wheel pedal setups. And I mean, you could be going up against a guy that's, you know, got a couple grand into their setup here, and you could be racing on just your single one monitor 18-inch screen with your, you know, Atari controller, basically.
Oh. If anybody's using an Atari controller, that would be pretty awesome. You can play this and Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a little difficult. This is more of a simulation, not a video game.
Berserk was a fun one too. I like that.
I don't think I ever really played Berserk.
You have an old Atari, like a hand-me-down Atari, like I did. I got my cousin.
No, you know, I think my first console was the Intellivision.
I never had one. I didn't even heard of one of the Intel.
Well, yeah, they had a little baseball game on there that was okay. I had a friend who had
My favorite was a game called Skywalker. It was their kind of take on Star Wars, and it was interesting. Definitely not what we're seeing on the screen here today. That is for sure.
Yeah, you're not going to get graphics like this on a Commodore 64. 1000.
Yeah, you get the floppy disk and you stick that in there, then you can play Oregon Trail and then die of dysentery.
Yes, that was a good one.
Well, we get all stacked back up here, getting ready to go green flag racing once again. I think these guys now know that tires are going to be one of those kind of tricky things. Got to give it an extra lap or two just to let them warm up before really pushing here. But we did see that 13 get a really good restart here. We'll see if he can get a good start on this one once when they come around turns 3 and 4. Derek Welsh, he immediately had jumped down there to that bottom line here up at the front, so we're going to see if he tries to maybe stick with Paul out here this time, as the pace car is going to be creeping his way on down into pit lane here in just a second. And there it goes. Into that Geico restart zone we go, and off and running. Green flag racing as both lines get a good start here. 13 of Durkee not quite able to run away, but he's going to slide up the track to maybe get a little better corner entry here. Right in front of that 26 as the one sticks down to that bottom line. He's going to try to make a run here on the 26. Looks like he's going to be able to just make that one work out for him. You got David Brown still fighting on that outside lane behind him. You got fights going on. You got Anthony Williams in the 4 trying to look up the inside of the 27 of Tom Wilson right now. As in front of them, we also got Collins having a pretty good battle there with the 03 of Dylan Bryant, the 5 of Jason Kraft trying to make some moves up here at the front as well. Stubblefield, he's making some moves. He's racing it harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter here early right now in 11. Fighting side by side with the 15 of Vince Short.
Car up in the wall. It's Durkee in the 13 and the 19 and the 00 get together. Still green flag racing here so far.
Yeah, I can't believe there's no flag. Holly and Lawson really kind of got the brunt end of that thing, but let's keep moving on down the line.
Just like that, 2 of the team GOAT cars way back to the back of the field now.
Man, kind of single filed a little bit here. We still have some racing for position going on. 51 of Matt Layton is side by side with, I believe that's the 726 of WWE's best ring announcer, Michael Cole. And now,
Ooh, I used to like me some Jim Ross.
Yeah, that's who I watched on Saturday mornings.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Mean Gene, remember doing the interview?
Oaken, whatever.
Yeah.
Oakenfeld, I don't care. He was
Like,
great.
yeah.
I also got Chris Klein back here battling with Albert Anderson. Albert winning that battle right now. I think now that his tires are all warmed up, he's ready to start maybe making a little bit of a charge as the 4 and the 15 now go side by side. It looks like the 4, man, he's going to have another challenge with Nathan Stanley now creeping up his inside.
Remember when they made Andre the Giant kind of like a bad guy, and he'd always act like he was about to choke or kill Mean Gene during the interview?
Yeah, you could never make him a bad guy. He was just so nice. He could drink like 3 cases of beer in one sitting.
Yeah, that's what made him so nice, I guess.
Apparently. Hey, look at everybody's favorite driver out there, Stubblefield. He's in 14th right now. Up one. Kind of hashing his thing out on his own there in the 79 Toyota.
Hey, you got the one of Derek Welsh trying to fight off the 5 of Jason Kraft here. They were side by side for a few corners there. Welch able to hang on to that top dog spot, though. For the time being, you got the 03 of Dylan Bryant. He's got Wilson and Brown sitting right there behind him, trying to hold on to this final podium spot. As looks like Kraft really sticking to that inside line here. Where Welch, man, we've seen him run the next gen cars very much so on that outside middle line, and that's where he's kind of sticking that Xfinity car here tonight.
Kraft, one of them guys that really knows how to drive. Sometimes he's just wrong place wrong time. He's had some bad luck at some of these tracks, but looking to turn it around tonight. Hopefully Jason get a good finish tonight.
Oh, Albert Anderson up into the wall, comes back down off of it right in front of the 110 of Richard Michelob Gray. Little scatter here and there here in this back end of the field.
We got that going on, but what I've noticed is everybody's starting to kind of run out higher. However, if you want to make a pass, you're gonna have to make you have to move low and try to beat him around that corner. So that'll be interesting, especially as tire wear, throughout the race. If you can make that pass and not slide up into the guy next to you.
And side by side they go. Anderson and Gray. Exiting turns 1 and 2. Welch still trying to hold off Kraft here up at the front. Kraft not letting that rear bumper go here, knowing that draft is all important, especially early on with the fresher or kind of fresh tires that they still currently have. But those will wear off here in just a few moments.
Well,
Here comes the 27. It's Tom Wilson trying to make a move on Dylan Bryant, is not able to complete the pass.
Joe David in the 9 and Michael Cole in the 726. A decent little battle there. Looks like Cole's come up on Anthony Williams for position number 9.
So you can see the side-by-side fight that's going on up here for the lead from the viewpoint of that 27 of Tom Wilson. Good fight going on here up at the front as Welch and Kraft still side-by-side. Looks like Kraft currently has that position. Oh, as the guys that are running that outside line starting to run into the wall a little bit here as the 51 of Matt Layton. He's going to be side-by-side here. It looks like now tucking back into line and looking down low against that 9 of Jose David.
Well, you got to find a battle inside the race here, and that's one of them. Everything's kind of just laid back at the moment. I'm wondering how long we're going to make that last.
To see some action here soon as the tires start to severely wear out here. Got the 15 of Vincent Short back here looking to make a move. Get inside of the 26 there for a second to David Brown.
He's picking up a little run here and there, just not able to put like a big one together to really shove it down inside, and there he goes, picking up what he thinks is going to be enough inside that 26 as they go into turns 1 and 2, and he's going to just send it all the way on around.
Yeah, he's got the 27, using the 27 as a pick right here. That's what you need to do. Slow that outside line up with the 27 there. Past the 26. Now now he can work on the 27. He's going to fry that right front if too many more laps like this. He is now clear of the 27. He can go ahead and slide up there.
And the 26 seeing that, hey, if they're battling in front of me here, that's going to slow the 27 down. He's trying to peek his nose back in here.
27 was trying to close the door on him there. 26 just backs out of it and says, I'll try again here. A lap and a half.
Yeah, we're pretty early on to be do anything too crazy. But if you want to just turn somebody, feel free. I'd like to see some kind of activity like that.
Whoa! 26 and 27 trading a little paint right there. 26 to make that fast.
26 looks like he's got some issues.
Hey, got the 03 and the 1 right now battling for second place. And lurking right behind him is the 23 of Mark Collins. So these guys better get this one figured out. Otherwise, both of them are going to be out of a spot here pretty soon.
Is he lurking like just regular lurking, or is he doing that presidential lurking, where you stick your nose up in their ear? Is that what he's doing? I can't tell.
Anyway, we're still going to be side by side for second.
Yeah, you didn't like that one? I thought that was good. Trying to have some fun here in California. Nobody lets me have any fun down here in California. Everybody wants to plug their cars in. They want to drink some latte made out of, a unicorn. Let's have fun.
It wouldn't be vegan then.
Yeah, well, it's a imaginary thing, so it is vegan.
Oh, got a little bit of shimmy up there. Was that the 03?
And it looked like it.
Empty machine. Dylan Bryant. Looks like he may have scraped up high a little bit there. Pretty good wiggle out of that machine, but it's keeping it straightened out here. As he closes in on Kraft and goes to the outside. He had to go up high. There was nowhere else to go. He didn't want to lift out of that huge run that he was getting on the 5.
Well, there's some action down here in the number 51, Matt Layton, trying to pass the 267. Looks like he will.
Continuing to cycle back to this battle with the 18 of Chris Klein. He's got the 9 of Joe David sitting on his outside. Both guys looking very strong here, but look who's trying to maybe shoot the gap up the middle. It's the 110 Richard Michelob Gray. He's going to be maybe one of those guys that thinks about what he saw down there at Martinsville earlier on.
He's not going to think about that. He's just going to put it in the wall because that's what he does. Maybe he'll come up with like a new idea because of that. He'll just ride the rails of the wall and try to work his way to the front. I
want to see somebody do that at Darlington, just floor it all the way around.
He's having a pretty good race, though. I hate to knock old Richard Michelob Gray. Good looking paint. He's got new paint out there on his car.
And you can thank JP Designs and 3D prints for that paint. Painted Richard Michelob some cars. Doing a heck of a job here coming in partway through the season as our title sponsor. They've taken over as title sponsor.
Great battles brew up here at the front. We also just had Stubblefield starting to really come into his own here when these tires started to wear, making the move on the 31 of Scott Milner, getting that position back, moving up into 12th. He's got Nathan Stanley. Oh, it's a 27 breaking loose. Oh, and he's got some company down there. Looks like it's the 67 of Nathan Stanley as well. Got loose and went down to the apron, bringing out another caution.
Well, that's tires. I think 27 kind of slid up. Look like 267, 67, whatever number Nathan Stanley wants to use tonight. Didn't have anywhere to go.
Now let's go ahead and I gotta find my chopper camera here. There it is. It was covered by some pop-up. Oh, just, yeah, a little loose. Looked like he was maybe coming off the corner a little bit slower in the 267. It was like, it's like one of those drift competitions. They were going back and forth, seeing who could outdo the other. Thankfully, plenty of room on that back straightaway here to use down there. You got a ton of drivable surface, so cars aren't too tore up, and they're able to get those things back around and into the pits here in just a second. Probably getting some fresh rubber and getting ready to get back out there.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get this thing back underway. Speaking of, for somebody I know that's been drinking Budweisers all day, we gotta get this thing completed. That's 110 laps here. We're at lap 22. So I know these drivers are going to be tired and worn out after this. Really, I've only seen a couple little incidents here. It's just a 2-mile track, man. It's like a super speedway. It's pretty much everyone is coming down.
So these guys have, what, 4 extra sets of tires?
Yes.
They'll probably throw on a full set here as we're closing in on lap 25. If they do 25, 50, and 75 for tires, or somewhat close to that, they'll be running 25, 30 laps on a set of tires here.
Yeah, I think that's all you can really handle here. It's like a cheese grater for sure.
Yeah, well, the 03 of Dylan Bryant not taking the full set, maybe two and some fuel here as the rest of the field, at least, definitely taking 2. You got Bryant, Short, Kraft, Collins, Leighton, Welch, Williams, Brown, Milner, and Gray all up there inside this top 10. Wait, make a little Gray? How did Gray...
Top 10?
No, he didn't pit or something.
No.
The guy's not gonna know.
Oh no, he definitely pitted, but he somehow beat so many people off the line there. Goodness gracious. Get that pit crew some Klondike bars, because they definitely deserve it.
What? Richard? Oh, there's no way. I might have to talk to him. He might have one of those little cheat code things, they do nowadays.
He's got the, what was it, the Game Genie? He's got one of the Game Genie things plugged in.
I can assure you, this guy is so old, he don't know how to cheat this game. There ain't no way. He's so
old. Game Genie was after he had already been working for 20 years. He didn't even know what that is.
That's a fact.
And that was in the late 80s, I guess.
No, I don't even know what it is myself, because I'm almost as old as Richard Gray. That's why I can give him such a hard time.
So you plug the Game Genie in where the game cartridge goes, and then you plug your game cartridge in the top of the Game Genie, and then that enables a bunch of cheat codes. That's what it was. My neighbor had one. I didn't.
Richard's so old. He used regular gas. Before, you know what I mean? Remember regular gas?
Leaded? Yeah.
Yeah, leaded. Come on, Richard. Get out there and prove us wrong. You're in the top 10. I want to see you.
I mean, when he was going to racing, it was still, the chariots and stuff running around on the dirt.
They had horses. The chariot with the horse.
As we get ready...
They had a gladiator battle right before that.
As we get ready to go back to green flag racing here, we bring this Yahtzee brought to you by Hamburger Helper.
That'll do it.
Love a good Hamburger Helper. English, what's going on up front?
Here we go. We got the 15 and the 03 fighting side by side here. Pretty even restart here. The 23 on the outside line doesn't look like he wins. The 5, though, is keeping up with the 03. They're going to have a little bit of aero advantage on the 15 here. They're still accelerating, so the draft not so much a factor right now. And the 15 taking advantage of that, having to put less wheel into it, and he'll get the momentum and slide down to lead this first lap back under green.
Well, what I like about it is when the restart, we've kind of locked everybody back together. Now everybody's kind of in their own little zone. It's like there's 5 lanes on the freeway,
Yeah.
and they're using 10 of them, so they're kind of bouncing around a lot. That's the best part about it.
We'll have to ask Brown when he gets back in his brain. I mean, while he was making you know what? That will cause some early pit stops, if you know what I mean. Eddie Rose out there saying go. Number 15, Vince Short. E-Perfect 33 said, let's go Team Plus EV. Tonight's sponsor out there. Sure appreciate old Paul Ferdiani stepping up with his Team Plus EV sponsoring this race tonight. Lots of action all over the track. A lot of two wides still running here as these guys just got this restart underway, so they're still fighting out here.
Yeah, Leighton versus Bryant, 51 versus 03. Looks like 51 is diving down low and going to take that, but is the 03 of Dylan Bryant saving tires in that chrome Toyota? Because he's falling back quite a bit.
He may be. I mean, tires are at a premium here. You got to take care of them.
His 26 has passed him now too, so he's dropped to looks like 9th spot. Dylan Bryant has.
Oh, 79 in the 4, getting into it, trading a little paint here. Stubbs and the 4 machine of Anthony Williams doing a little door banging there.
Well, why wouldn't you? But look in front of Stubbs. There's almost 3 wide. Jamie Abrell, Chris Klein, and David Brown. 6, 7, 8. Stubbs is sitting there in 10th place in the 79 machine right now.
Back here, Albert Anderson in the middle. He's the salami and the sandwich right now as these guys were outside of him, high and low. He's got a little damage on the back bumper there. Not sure where he picked it. Another lap around. 15 continues to dominate after that excellent restart. Look at it moving down low to break the draft and stuff.
Yeah, and if you're not seeing what we're talking about, that's because our fearless leader, he had something wrong with his computer machine. So we're gonna have to wait for him to get back. He had to get underneath there and unscrew a couple of things. So we're still seeing the leaders. We're just not seeing some of the action behind us right now.
Might be a faulty ECN module. There's a lot of that going around.
Yeah. I mean, it happened on that one rocket booster in about 1985, so gotta be careful.
Buffalo bearings.
What do you do today, English? Did you have a nice Sunday?
We did all right. A lot of rounds. Find a good place to get some menudo.
Nothing like Cowan testing on Sunday.
You know what? It's the texture of tripe that I can't handle.
Yeah, there's something to it.
The broth and everything's delicious.
Yeah,
Here
just
we go,
take that out of it.
The 5 machine making a move on the 15 here, and he'll take that position. Now we got a new leader, Jason Kraft, and that number 5 machine, apparently. Looking pretty strong out there. Here comes Vincent Short back on the inside, kind of crossing it up, coming down the back stretch here.
Well, here's the problem. How is Richard Gray up 18 spots in 7th place? Great race so far, Richard. Very impressed.
Here we go. The 5 going low in the tri-oval on the 15. TrackBarMedia machine of Vincent Short. This is just going to be a cat and mouse game up here. These guys doing this.
Yeah, they look like they're just going to keep sliding around each other like dirt tracking.
That's going to do nothing but murder tires here. We got a lot of racing left to go. These guys got at least 3 more times to come in and pit and get tires. Get out there and save as much as you can. Stub Nation out there, Jennifer Ray, Jessica Stubblefield, Lauren Stubblefield, all saying, let's go 79. Timmy Stubblefield.
He's in the top 10 still. Having a
Yeah, he
good race.
started in 15th. After that first yellow flag, he was in the top 10 and he dropped back out again, and now he's working his way back up. So up and down night. Right now he's up. Craft continues to click off laps here, leading this thing, that Chevrolet. A couple of Chevys leading. Let's see what we got running behind here. Toyota 23 machine of Mark Collins. Just kind of keeping pace with him right now, staying in the draft with the 15 and the 5. Just being patient. That's what you got to do right there. Be patient, let them come to you. The 51 on Matt Layton. About second behind him. Behind Collins there.
Yeah, you definitely have to be patient with a 2-mile track like this. The 110 laps total. It's definitely a marathon here, not a sprint.
You got that right. These guys continue to run single file for the most part. Got a little bit too wide action here in the back. Can't run right in this second. Garrett Welch makes a pass on the 4 of Anthony Williams. He'll slide up to the top of the track. I'll tell you what, that's the thing about here. When you pass and you slide up the track, do a little slide job on somebody, that car that you just slid in front of might have the momentum advantage on you, and you might catch a little pop to your back bumper. We've seen that before. Not tonight, but it has happened.
Well, he's working underneath the hood there. He's got. I hope everybody can still see the race. I'm assuming they can see it. We're just not getting.
We're not getting camera changes or anything just yet.
Well, when you're working on this, one time we were broadcasting race. Remember that English and the dude was running the board. He fell asleep.
Yeah.
Or he went to make macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. It sounded like I heard him eating or something.
Yeah. At least Brown's working on something important.
Yeah. Nicky Short joining us saying, ooh, look at that 15. Go Short.
Yeah, he's getting after it right now. Up 16 spots. Yeah, all is well. America's team won today. I don't know if you caught that.
I heard it over my shoulder earlier today, and I heard it was back and forth.
Well, there was a beat down after the end of it.
Was it?
The Bears came to town.
The Bears.
Chris Klein trying to put in the 18, trying to pass the 26.
Oh, we got more contact, 79 and the 1 this time. 79 likes to run that low line. Trading a little paint back through the field, which is cool. We like to see that.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with trading a little paint. Maybe we'll trade some fisticuffs afterwards.
You know what I've noticed about today's race? It has been absolutely crickets on the radio. It's been quiet as it can be. Everybody's just kind of out there in the zone right now and just content to ride where they're at. Most of them. I haven't heard a peep on the radio except for people saying, announcing pit stops early.
Yeah, everybody's just kind of zoned out. They probably had a nice Sunday. Everybody's basically behaving on the track. No need to yell at anybody. Just drive and put your headphones on. Probably listen to some Led Zeppelin or something cool. Racing around California.
Chiming once again on the chat on YouTube saying, "Go Tim, we're very proud of you." All the family out there. Pretty cool deal they got going out there.
We're
Stuff
just-
fishing.
I'm just gonna have to rename the race, the Stubblefield, 200 or something.
Stubblefield Racing League, plus
I don't
other
know.
people. You know.
I don't know how he has so many fans. I don't even know this many people that he does. He's a popular guy.
Well, Jason Kraft continues to run out here, and now he's got two guys fighting for position behind him. I'm sure he'd love to see. Oh, we got 3 wide action back here.
Well, it won't last long. If we're gonna go 3 wide, we're gonna have some kind of incident. Their tires are getting critical, I believe, at this point.
Yeah, Kraft, you can see it from his machine. He's running that higher line now. He did get passed by the 51 of Matt Layton, and Vincent Short followed. So Matt Kraft in 1 lap, dropping from first to third, but he's not giving up. Now he's looking to the inside of Vince Short. Matt Layton taking good care of them tires so far. Let's see if he can make them last until the next pit stop here, which should be, what, about another 10 laps maybe?
It's got to be. Everybody pitted on lap 22, but that was due to kind of a yellow flag. But yeah, I think we're going to start seeing them here within the next 5 to 10 laps would be my guess if we don't have the caution.
The 20 car of Jamie Abrell on the move, up 16 spots, currently in 5th place. Great run tonight for the 20. Well, Matt Layton's putting some car links between himself and Vincent Short. Not sparing the horsepower tonight. Running well out there, Matt Layton.
He's definitely had a good race. I was watching him earlier. He's up 10, just real smooth. You got to have a rhythm. This is kind of a rhythm track, isn't it?
It really is, and right there it looks like he had to get out of it a little bit more than he wanted to, allowing the 15 to close that gap on the Dirt Monkey Racing Toyota Supra.
And we'll get some buttons punched here soon enough. Good thing we're like early on in this thing. You know, I can't really hit the button from where I'm at. I don't know if you can. Yeah. It's just, he's under the hood. He's been under the hood. You know, he's just trying to get the nuts and bolts figured out down there. That's all he's trying to do.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you're back.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
fixed the Nava computer? Thank God.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what it's like, you know, whenever a box says food ready in X amount of time, don't trust it.
Exactly. I definitely know that. Ooh, 26 and 18. 18 slowed down for some reason. Chris Klein lost some speed. 26 cloud past him.
Now, you also got the 20 of Jamie Abrell up here, up 16 spots right now in 5th. He's got the 1 of Derek Welsh hunting him down right now, peeking to that inside. You got Matt Layton up here, up at the front. That 51 machine running very good right now, but he has some pressure from that 15 of Vince Short. All these guys up double-digit spots. Great racing up there. You got the 19. You got the Justin Lawson side by side with the 55 of Tom Barish. And even occasionally the 8 of Brandon Coleman here fighting for a possible eventual top 10 spot. Let's see, we also got Tom Wilson now making some moves on the 726 of Michael Cole. Michelob Gray has, from where I left, slipped down the board just a little ways, but everything's looking A-okay here on lap 47 out of 110.
Tom Barris did lose a couple spots to those 2 teammates that came around him. We'll see if he continues to lose positions here. He may just be kind of trying to baby these tires to maybe get to the end of it. Globe out there running pretty good.
Hey, Scott Milner, the 31's coming up on him in the Valvoline Chevrolet, and right behind him, I believe, is America's driver, Albert Anderson, having a little rough night. He's under the weather, so we got to cut him a little break.
So far, everybody that started the race is still connected and out there running. Not only that, everybody's still on the lead lap, folks. That's something we don't see a whole heck of a lot.
We've got a little dodging and weaving going on right around Timothy Stubblefield here. Right now up to 15th. You got the 110 of Michelob Gray side by side on the outside of the 726 Michael Cole. He's going to try to get that pass done. Looks like he will. Scott Milner now trying to line up that 726 machine for a pass. You got Tom Wilson now side by side with the 55 of Tom Barish.
I think that's what Barish is doing out there. He's just trying to baby these tires and get all the way, get that fuel tank all the way empty before you have to come in, especially if you have to do it under green. Make it worth it.
I got the 48 of Zeth Hawley as well, having a pretty good race. You got him trying to get around that 19 of Justin Lawson. Pretty good battle going on right now as looks like Albert Anderson coming on down for the green flag pit stops here. Scott Milner still having a great battle with that 726 of Michael Cole. They're still going to be side by side coming down across the line. Ooh, moving on down goes that 31 as he's catching up to Stubbs.
So Zeth Hawley in that Big Machine Vodka spiked cooler Chevy Camaro still has a lot of damage on the front end from that early incident when Albert Anderson kind of slid across his front end there and banged him up a little bit. But obviously the arrow has not overcome how good a driver he is. He's only 8 seconds off the lead here in 12th position. I guarantee you, though, he's been watching those temperatures, making sure that front end damage doesn't have any air blocked off his oil cooler or his radiator either.
Yeah, you got the 4 and the 18 right now having a good battle side by side, and you can see them enter the Jaws theme music. Well, that theme music didn't last very long. I thought we were going to try to push it 3 wide here as the 8 was catching up with a big chunk of steam, but looked like that 48 moving on down into pit lane here.
Ooh, several takers here. I think you were right, English. You said lap 52. Right on the money you are.
Pretty close.
Everybody's calling their pits in. Brown's in, Klein's in, Howley, Durkee, Stanley, Bennett. More people calling it out. Green flag action here.
Hey,
30 green flag laps is about all these guys can do, it looks like.
as Leighton comes on down, Kraft, Welch making that move on down. Looks like Vince Short, Mark Collins, Jamie Abrell are going to stay out here. Same thing with Williams, Coleman, and Lawson. They might have saved those tires, saved that fuel just a little bit, trying to get that extra lap in here so they can maybe make it probably up to lap 75 and as far forward as they can, because those fresh tires are going to be big-time players here towards the end of this race.
Nancy Boylan over there on YouTube saying, keep moving up, Jason Kraft. He's out there doing the best he can right now.
Vince Short, our leader, just came down. Milner's going to come down. Lots of guys coming down.
And that's going to leave Collins out in front. He's yet to come on down. He's still driving around out in front right now. Looks like Michelob's going to be Mr. Richard Gray, going to be the only other car that has not pitted on this cycle yet. So two guys yet to pit here under this green flag condition. I got a feeling Mark Collins, one of those guys. He really doesn't trust those big wads of traffic coming down into pit lane, expecting a caution to come out or something. Just maybe waiting for that extra lap to see if one comes out. He's going to come on down into the pits this time. Let's see if.
Just called his pit out on the radio. He's coming down. Albert Anderson a little bit out of pit cycle. He pitted at 48. You can see the difference in old tires and new tires. Every time he comes up on some guys on old tires, he's just blowing them off the road.
That's it.
Yeah. Moving his way on up through this field, trying to crack that top 10, which as of right now with this pit cycle, he is. Vince Short is looking to inherit the lead here. He's just got to try to make it down and around past pit lane here before Collins and Gray come out, which I think he will be able to do. English, I know you're one of those guys that really likes to keep their eye on those iRacing officials. Did you see any black flags to anybody here?
No, I didn't see any. The guys are doing a great job getting down to pit road speed, which is 55 here, so it's a little bit more forgiving than recent races where it's been, 45 miles an hour. That extra 10 miles an hour helps them out greatly.
As Anderson still racing hard with that one of Derek Welsh. They got the 23 of Mark Collins here as well, trying to come out of the pits, as well as Jason Kraft in the 5, catching on up to him here. Jamie Abrell, as well as Chris Klein too. They are all in this crazy mix of traffic here.
Yeah, it's getting kind of crowded out there, especially when you got guys on cold tires blending in. I think everybody should be about even up the operating temperature at this point. But tire strategies, who's gonna be pushing them a little harder than the guys running a little bit more conservatively? The biggest difference out here.
And it's almost leaning on each other here. The 18, man, oh man, racing hard against that 20 machine here as they go side by side down and across the line.
Nancy Boylan saying, yes, Jason, great pit stop out there. These guys are out there nailing the pit boxes. Really, that's what you got to do. It costs you a lot of time to back up if you pass your pit box or something like that, or have to move over or pull up.
Ooh, as we're going
3 wide right here.
Yeah, 3 wide, not wasting any time as that 03 of Dylan Bryant, seeing opening down low, cuts beneath the 18 and that 20, and picking up a couple spots here.
18 not giving it up just yet, looking low on the 03. Chris Klein.
As Jason Kraft up here in 4th gets around that 747 of Albert Anderson.
Jamie Abrell in the 20 just split them. He said, well, you guys go ahead and fight. I'll just split you and take that position from the both of them.
So we got some bobbing, we've got some weaving here out on this racetrack, continuing to go under green flag condition here. And a little after the halfway point now, as we have a whole bunch of guys racing hard, trying to pick up whatever spots that they can here tonight. You got Tom Wilson in that 27 trying to chase down that 13, Paul Durkee, who's been really trying to get back up to the front of this thing. Qualified really, really good, but man, just had one tiny incident up there at the front and fell pretty much all the way to the tail end of this field.
I'm looking, you can tell when these guys lift because you get that unburnt fuel coming out of the right side of the car out the tailpipe in the form of flames. But you can tell that's not occurring until they get right up on the turn. These new tires are feeling really good, and they're not lifting until the last second because they know the grip is there.
No lift, never lift. That's what I saw today on NASCAR.
Martinsville, that was in Tiger City.
It's, man, this battle here with, Lawson, Klein, Collins, Coleman, man, these guys have not separated. They're just continuing battling back and forth, trying to fight for these top 10 spots here. That's right now the 23 of Collins. Ooh, as the 03, and it looked like the 20 almost had an incident up in front of them. They go side by side into turn 1. And it looks like it's gonna be the 20 of Jamie Abrell here getting that spot right now, but it kind of looked like both drivers maybe almost snagging that outside wall, and both of them having to drive down back across the racetrack to save it.
A lot of talent out here tonight. You gotta have some kind of skill to get around this.
That's something else.
As they're still side by side. Oh my goodness, shutting the door. 03 Dylan Bryant cutting straight across the nose of the 20, but the 20 is just going to answer right back with diving down low here in the corner. I got a feeling the 03 is thinking, oh man, go ahead, do that. Burn that stuff up. I'll get that spot back later.
If y'all wonder what we're talking about that finish at Martinsville, here's a little clip to watch. Come back and we'll open in a separate window so you can watch that. That was incredible. He had to do whatever he needed to do to get into the playoffs, and he just rode the wall at Martinsville running wide open and passed picked up 5 positions in that one little paperclip shaped turn.
Yeah, and we have to pass Vinny Hamlin or something. He got
Yes. So watch him at the end of that clip. You'll see him pass the 11 right when they got to the start finish line, or right before it. Pretty amazing. I've never seen it.
Well, here comes the 19 of Justin Lawson now. He saw the great battle that the 20 and the 03 were having. He wants in on this fight as he's now side by side with that 03. The 20 is going to jump down low to cut in front of that 03, and now he's going to move back up. He's kind of running both lines here.
Yeah, so you got to try to take away the line of the guy who's trying to get around you. Not exactly mirror driving, but if you know where he's going, you can kind of plan ahead. You don't have a spotter talking in your ear reminding you of what he's been doing. You gotta remember all of that. So these guys are really trying.
That's the 26 and the 1 trade spots here. Derek Welsh now up into second as the 15 of Vince Short continues to run away here.
Look at 9, 10. Brandon Coleman, Mark Collins. There's some good action back here.
Yeah, they're shuffling around back here. They're getting close to each other too. You'll see one get a big run and then have to duck out of the way so they're taking front. Guys trying to take each other's lines away. The 20 inches of cars. I mean, it's just been great racing right here, middle of the pack. This is to get into the top 10. Boy, this is around 8, 9, 10th position. Is that right, Adam?
Oh yeah, it's probably the best action on the track right now. Brandon Coleman's involved in the number 8 Wasatch Brewery car. Mark Collins, Num Tum Standing car, the 29. Or the 19, Justin Lawson.
I love those brewery paints. They all kind of match and all have the goat head on them. Love it.
Yeah, and Jamie Abreu too. Battling up.
Oh, as it looks like we might even go 3 wide here. Kind of staggered as they make their way through the turn. The 23 Collins kind of sandwiched there in the middle. Oh my goodness. I got a feeling the 20 probably had to lift out of it just a little bit here to complete that turn safely. We also have a good battle going on with the 13 and the 48 and the 4 Anthony Williams. A battle here for 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Well, the 20 dropping back in line here. Jamie Abrell. Holding on to that. Let's see about 8. Right now, your hard charger is the guy that was leading here early on. Vincent Short, the 15, up 17 spots. Justin Lawson, the 19, up 14. impressive run by that 19 car.
A lot of Wasquatch Brewery cars tonight. Is it Wasquatch?
Wasatch.
Whatever. It involves beer. So it's cool. Paul Durkee down some spots, 13 spots, but he's still clicking laps away there in 14th place.
Oh, some action between the 20 and the 23 once again. As the 23 kind of pinches the 20 low and says, "Hey, this is my piece of track. You're gonna have to lift or go into me." And the 20 lift. 20 coming back. Look at the run. Sending it in hard and deep here. Not able to complete the pass on the 23 though. Golly.
I think
Giggity.
I think he was worried about that pinch down again there, and there was a little bit more room. He could have extended out of the corner just a little bit more, maybe kept enough of that momentum up there. But the 23 did a good job. He taught him once, man, I can pinch you down whenever I want to, and he's got to keep him honest now.
Collins did give him a little bit more room that time, but guarantee you that the 20 knows, hey, if I'm going to make that work, I need him to kind of help me out. And it looks like the 23 is going to kind of move down the track right at that first seam, keeping the 20 from just full sending it down into the turn.
Oh, Jason Kraft scrubbing that outside wall. He's going to lose that spot to Albert Anderson there and lose a good chunk of momentum as they continue to run green flags lap here from Auto Club.
Coleman in that Wasatch Our Share IPA paint. Love the green.
As Collins and
Call that
Abril
hop-
go
hop.
side by side again.
You should call that hops green. Color that 8 machine.
I think it was bad luck to have a green race car.
It is. That's what I've been told as well. Brandon Coleman doesn't care about superstition. He's out there relying on his calendar.
I'm just putting the thought process to it. I just heard that my whole life. Don't have a green
Yeah.
race car. Brandon Coleman don't care. They don't care about that. He's a Wasquatch. I don't know.
Wasatch.
I just want to say Squatch because of trailer park guys.
Squatch. Oh, there's no squall in it.
There ought to be.
What do they call themselves? I can't remember it now.
Oh, who called what?
Some trailer park boys back
Oh, the Sam Squatch.
Sam Squatch.
Instead of the Sasquatch, they call him the Sam Squatch. It's locked into my brain forever. Derek Welch got a little bit of the wall there. So trying to track down Vince Short right now. He is getting dogged out.
And we are 20 laps into this run now, so their tires are definitely begging for some relief here shortly as we got some racing here around the 4 of Anthony Williams and Chris Klein. They've got nose to tail action as they make their way past that 55 of Tom Barish. Looks like Paul Durkee is going to try to follow them on through here on that bottom line as well. Drifting up the track almost. The door was ajar and he put the car in there.
Less than 10 laps before you're going to start seeing some more green flag pit stops here. And it seems like we just did that, but they've already clicked off, 20 some odd laps here.
Yeah, that will be, barring any late cautions here, will be the final pit stop of the race as this battle here between Collins and Abril continues to rage on. They've also caught up to the 5 of Jason Kraft as they go almost side by side here once again as Albert Anderson trying to make a pass on the 26 up here, getting onto a podium spot, that 747.
20 thought he was going to try to use the 5 as a pick, but he's having to lift. 23 is going to stick with him here. Oh, contact! We saw this one coming, boys. Yellow's out as Collins and Abreu get together. That's been brewing for laps and laps. This has been a hell of a race for those two guys. They've been just fighting and trying to outwit each other this whole race. I think we're going to see some early pit stops here, I believe, now.
I think so. As looks like the 23 just came down a little bit, and there was some netcode there, but they were gonna probably make contact either way, and just caught that quarter panel of Abreu, spinning him on around. Ooh, people having to do some split John diving there, and there we go, bringing out the caution here.
Collins looked like he'd come down, maybe try to do a little side drafting. Either that or try to follow the 20 around the 5. Two cars are faster than one.
Yeah, or he's just trying to pull it off the upper deck of that near the wall. He's just trying to come down a little bit, and it didn't work out, did it?
As the 15 is going to lead this field on down into pit lane. And you know what? This is going to be a blessing in disguise here for the 5 of Jason Kraft, because he was bleeding spots and just absolutely losing second after second the longer he was staying out there. I think he had a little bit of damage from snagging that outside wall that was really affecting his race here as these guys come on down into pit lane for possibly... it's got to be close. Could be a final time, but who knows?
With the yellow, they might make it, but I have a feeling we're going to see another late caution here, and those guys are going to be able to use that last set of tires that's still going to be sitting behind the wall here. Nancy Boylan saying, Kraft, he's saying, she's saying, Jason, you need them tires. Go ahead and come in and get those tires now. We'll see just about everybody burning probably their second to last set right here. I think most guys are still going to have a set behind the wall here. Most assuredly, I see a lot of threes there on pit here. %. I guarantee you that 90% of the cars out here got an additional set of tires still.
And Vince Short, he was one of those guys that really wasn't looking for a caution to come out. He just kept piling on a pretty good gap to Derek Welsh here in the 1, maintaining that lead. So Vince Short not so happy to see this caution come out and stack everybody right back up to him.
Yeah, I saw a couple of long pit stops out there. I don't think it was for penalties. I think it was for damage repair. I did not see any black flags, but I could have missed it. Do speed on the pit lane or get an unsafe entry to tack on 40 seconds to your pit time. They'll hold you.
That they will, as they start getting this thing lined back up here side by side behind this pace car. Vince Short and Derek Welsh going to get things started off here up at the front with the 747 of Anderson and the 26 of Brown side by side behind them. Kraft and Bryant behind those guys. Coleman, Lawson, Klein, and Durkee all up inside this top 10. So Paul Durkee, man, he's been fighting very, very hard here tonight to climb all the way back up that mountain. And there he is back into that top 10.
Well, here's something a little different. The race control put it on the 20, not the 23. So the 20 got the EOL there for the incident. I know we kind of looked at it from the chopper cam. We kind of thought it was on the 23, but they're putting it on the 20. So Jamie Burrell starting this thing from the tail end.
as they go side by side here with the pace car peeling off down onto pit road. Here we go, about 32-ish laps remaining here as Vince Short breaks that throttle loose, and away we go. Green flag racing now here again at Auto Club Speedway. Clean and clear goes to 15 as the 1 battles hard against that 747 side by side down into turns 1 and 2 here. It looks like that 747 machine with a big run is going to be able to snag that spot away as the 5 getting really loose coming off the corner. He wasn't the only one. The one of Derek Welsh also.
Yeah, triple-digit car back here. The 726 of Michael Cole also lost it and saved it down on the apron. Hold tires, guys. Be careful.
He's going to be side by side with that 110 of Richard Michelob Gray as these guys complete that green flag lap here for Anthony Williams. Side by side with that 55 of Tom Bereshear. That 13, Paul Durkee, already made up one spot, trying to make up another one here as he's battling side by side with the 5 of Jason Kraft as this field kind of single files out. Oh no, the 27's going around.
Hawley and Wilson. Wilson's missing his whole front flip now.
And no caution, everyone able to get around it, but man, oh man, that 27 machine looking more like a Tour modified right now than a one of these Xfinity race cars as green flag racing continues on under the lights here in California.
This night racing is the heat. I don't know what you think about it, Adam. I love the night racing. It reminds me of, Saturday nights at the short track.
Well,
As they started lighting up all these raceways, it's just been amazing. I love it.
I like that it's cooler out on the track and it's a stickier surface, but this is definitely not your Saturday night short track stuff. This is a huge track here. 2 miles, but apparently they're going to bulldoze it because there's too much emissions issues in California. You can't have anything cool.
Yeah, I think they're going to put a short.
Yeah, I think it's
the rest of this land.
Man, I don't, probably a shopping mall or something, but I believe it's gonna be a high bank short track.
They're gonna sell it to foreign nationals. That's what they do. They just sell the country away to other people. That's what's gonna happen. So go ahead and put your money in.
It's gonna be
it's communist. Yeah, they'll be communist somehow. We'll own that land right there. We're watching this beautiful race on. Book it.
This is right between Los Angeles and San Bernardino. If you're familiar with the area, Montana, it actually sits just outside of Montana. West. This is smack in the middle of that huge metropolitan area down there. It's all one big thing. That's where it looks from there.
13, Paul Durkee trying to get his 9th place spot back from the 8 of Brandon Coleman here. Sliding up that inside, able to just snag it here as he continues his hunt on forward. He also got good kind of single file but hard battles here. I think people are realizing where the other driver prefers to maybe make passes here and kind of locking those lines as the 19 you see right there in front of you of Justin Lawson gets passed by that 5 of Jason Kraft.
The more racing we watch here recently, the more it makes me want to get back into it. Maybe I need to get into some AI racing.
I like that. Let's take somebody. Hey, you and I enter a race just anonymously, and we just start fighting people.
We just start taking people out.
Yeah, I could do that. That sounds like fun. That's a great idea.
Oh, we got 3 wide action going on here towards the tail end of this pack. Does get figured out here. 31, the 9, and the 00 machine went side by side for just a second there. Also got some side-by-side action going on with the 55 of Tom Barish right now with that 19 of Justin Lawson. You also got David Brown He's side by side with the 03 of Dylan Bryant. Dylan was one of those guys kind of in that pack that was fighting hard here before the caution came out.
He's been racing hard all night. That, what is that, like a midnight blue Toyota 03?
Yeah, it looks almost like a Pepsi paint, but the top of it's painted black.
Yeah, I think it is. Well, anyway, I like the color and the chrome. It's
Ooh, 5 Jason Kraft snagging that outside wall again, breaking that car loose. He's going to have the 13 Paul Durkee now sliding up on his outside. Same thing with the 8 of Brandon Coleman.
Yeah, he's losing spots now. Even Tom Parrish might come up here. Well, not quite. Time is starting to recover here a little bit.
Yeah, all of this with 25 laps to go now as Vince Short still maintains that lead. However, it is not as big as once he had earlier on here tonight. Derek Welsh right there on his back bumper. Albert Anderson, he sees these two guys getting ready for a battle. He's trying to stay up here with them, maybe pick up whatever pieces are left. You also got Brown and Klein going side by side here for some top 5 spots.
The 4 is making a move on the 19 of Justin Lawson. Anthony Williams trying to get his bumper in there, not able to make the pass. They're coming up. They got a huge run on Tom Parrish here. Let's see if they go low on him. Yep, Lawson will go low on Parrish. 4 of Williams. They try to chase him.
Well, I'll tell you, it's making some moves. Is 727 Albert Anderson is coming up on Derek Welch. Looks like he's gaining.
And a tight nose-to-tail group up here at that front. 15-1 and 7-4-7. Nose-to-tail. That 03 of Dylan Bryant trying to get his nose in the mix, and he's going to get his way on up there.
3 wide with Kraft, Lawson, and Barish. They're able to figure it out, though. Ooh, that was a good one. Wow, 3 wide here, I don't believe. The 4's getting antsy.
And you definitely called that one. 55 Tom Barish there kind of stuck in the middle. It looks like they're going to figure it out for the moment as Derek Welch does try to make that move here on the 15 of Short, side by side into turns 3 and 4. Albert, he's picking his champion here as the 1 of Derek Welch. He's going to try to follow him on through here. As Albert breaks loose a little bit here, checking up the 03 of Dylan Bryant behind him. That's going to bring the 18 of Chris Klein right back into this.
Boy, 03 drove it in way too hard and just kind of ruined Albert's run. Hopefully, it don't affect him too much. Thank
He did
goodness.
apologize on
Yeah,
that.
he did. And that's part of the thing. You just get a little aggressive. Those tires start sliding. But luckily, it didn't hurt him too bad. Looks like Albert's back in the mix here.
And he's still sticking with that number 1 machine here, trying to sneak around the 15 of Vince Short. Side by side they go. Derek Welch now hanging on to that lead. Anderson just trying to follow him on through here from that battle with the 15. Bryant now recovered, but same with Chris Klein, getting some of that almighty time and space back. You got Brown lurking in the background there as well, knowing if something goes on between these leaders, if he can pick his way on through it, he's going to find himself possibly up on that front row for a restart here, as we now have 21 laps remaining.
18 of Chris Klein getting a front row seat to all this side-by-side action and checkups and wiggling and all this other stuff's going on in front of him here.
Yeah, it's like you make a run and you just lose a lot of momentum if you're watching Albert Anderson there and Vincent Short and Dylan. They're all kind of, looks like one of them will have a good run and next thing you know they're slowing down and somebody else is running on them.
Looks like they're all best in a different part of the track or something. It's just strange.
Right. Short run, long run, everybody's doing something different out there. That's what's interesting. 18 is on the bumper of the 03.
Oh, slides!
Gets up into Vince Short.
Oh, man, goodness gracious. Is the 15 able to save it from going up against the wall? He does. Woo! That one's gonna be a pucker moment for these guys here, and they're gonna be begging for some new pants at the end of this one.
Vince Short come over there and said, sorry, my bad. He was pinching him pretty low there.
Well,
18 really didn't have anywhere to go.
they-
But hey, that's
They still have one more stop, don't they? They can't make
yeah.
it. Well, they're gonna have to stop. So we're gonna
I believe they're all going to have to stop.
I don't know.
This
This
would be all the leader, right?
You think they'll be close, Brown?
I mean, we're talking about a 30, we call it 34 laps of green flag. If it stays green flag the entire way for these guys here, so.
I think we're going to see a pit here or something.
I mean, we've already started seeing some people come down. Nathan Stanley, Seth Hawley, Scott Milner, all making that pit stop on down to pit road. Welch still out in front right now of Anderson, Bryant, Klein, and Short. This could be one of those situations where we might see a pass here from the 55 on the 726 or vice versa going on right now as well. But we hear about it all the time in Formula One, the undercut. Who is going to be the first one to maybe think about trying to pull that one out of the hat here tonight?
I want to undercut somebody. Does that mean I make more money? I'd like to undercut somebody. English. Let's roll
Undercut,
dice.
son.
Let's roll some dice or something. I'll undercut you. The F1, I know what you mean by that term. I didn't know they used cool terms like that in F1, Brad. You've been educated.
Oh yeah, you hear about it every week. It's like, oh, is he gonna protect the undercut here? Or what? Blah, blah. Either way, it doesn't matter because F1 is pay to win anyway.
Here they come. We're seeing a bunch more of the front cars here, including Bryant and Short, getting down into the pit lane here.
As you can also see, the 13, Paul Durkee, he's up here racing with the leaders. He did take a pit stop already here, so he's one of those guys. I can't really call this one the undercut. That was just an extremely early pit stop. But he's racing hard to try to get his lead lap back here from Derek Welsh and Albert Anderson, and then try to maybe run away a little bit with those fresh tires while these guys are still scrubbing on these old sets.
Man, see, this is
Oh
what
no,
I'm
it's the
talking about.
13 goes up into the wall.
He got a little aggressive there, and he didn't want to take out the number one, so I think he did the wise thing, kind of slowed down and hit the wall there.
This is what I was talking about pre-race, about strategies late, and you're going to have to pay attention to it from every angle. It's anybody's race now. We've got so many different strategies going on with several of these teams.
It's true.
I'm not sure what we're going to see here at the end. We've got to let it play out.
Isn't that the beauty of it, though? That we've watched, I would say, thousands of races at this point, watched or participated in them, and we still have no clue to how this will play out, and that's the cool thing about it.
See these guys that short pit really early. That it might pan out for those guys if it stays green. But if we do get a yellow, that's out the window. You need fresh tires.
Indeed, as we still have, call it, about 6 people yet to come on down into the pits for their final pit stop here as the 18 trying to sneak around that one of Derek Welsh here. Chris Klein getting his lap back the hard way as both Welch, Anderson, Abrell, Cole, Barish, and Collins yet to come on down into these pits.
I want to say once again thank you to everybody out there watching on the YouTube. Short fans, craft fans, stub fans, everybody out there cheering on the drivers. We sure appreciate all of y'all. And if you hadn't already, hit that thumbs up button for us if you like what you see. We got 24 likes on this video already. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. It's heating up right here. 8 is in the middle. of the 747 and the 26.
Ooh, 3 wide, and that just changed. That just changed. We were 3 wide with 3 people. Now we're 3 wide with 2 different people.
Well, isn't that crazy? Dylan Bryant getting his lap back basically. Wild stuff out here is the 1 and the 747 are just kind of waiting for that last pit stop.
I believe what they're probably thinking is because at this point they should realize whether they can make it or not. But what they gotta look at is, will they have enough time here when they do make that pit stop to take all 4 fresh tires and have enough time to catch back up to the field? Because now that all these guys have gotten their lap back the hard way here, repassing the leader, man, they're just losing time. They really have to be thinking about coming down into the pits any second now.
Well, they have to, but nobody's telling anybody what they're going to do. They're really rolling dice out here like it's Waco on a Saturday night, and the other guy rolling dice has a 22 in his boot, you know.
In his boot.
Then the other guy has like a Rambo knife in the boot. And who's going to win that battle? I don't know.
Rambo knife. You can get those on Bud K, I think.
You can get those anywhere. You can go
They're
to
expensive though. They're like $18 on Bud K.
18. You can get them for $5 at the state fair, like 10 years ago. You get that, and you like a mirrored natural light sign. You know, you put in the background.
Yeah.
You could win it at the balloon drop thing at the fair. But meanwhile, we're still racing here in California. They don't have fun in California. They probably can't even have a fair because of diesel. But this track sure is fun tonight.
It is.
Anderson staying out still here. Collins, Barish, Abreu. What's going through the mind here, Brown?
10.
They know whether they got enough fuel, right?
That at this point, you better know, because I mean, in 10 laps, I don't think if you had to save, you don't have enough time to save, even if it was close. As we got Klein and Bryant having a good battle. You got Joseph David having a good battle here for a quick second with Matt Layton back here in the 16th and 17th. Paul Durkee battling with Stubbs. Stubbs trying to make a pass on the 13 machine, which he does. So Stubblefield moving up into 14th. He's been kind of bobbing around that 14th through 10th area. So looking forward to see how that one finishes up for the 79 machine, as the 1 of Welsh comes on in. Anderson stays out, and the 18 and the 03 go side by side here, battling for 7th.
Even if they were to make it on fuel, they're bleeding over 2 seconds of time per lap to Short, Klein, and Dylan Bryant. It was going to eat them up at the end.
Man, I don't know, because even at 2 seconds, that's 16 seconds, and they're still, and like Albert is currently 34 in front of Chris Klein here. So,
yeah, you're right. I did that math a little wrong, I believe.
Plus, those guys that did pit, how hard have they been burning those tires off here, racing, trying to get back around these guys to get back on that lead lap? So things could level out here. But Albert Anderson maintaining his pace out here right now. The 20 of Jamie Abreu as well, not pitted yet. Tom Barish and Mark Collins. Do they have the fuel here to last 7 more laps? Are they going to get a caution that maybe could save their bacon? Will they just, who knows, maybe they got that extra fuel line cheat in there tonight.
Better check the roll bars. Sniff down in there, see if they're using that as an additional fuel tank.
Well, they're in a conundrum here, and I mean, at what point you're just going to have to roll with what you got? It's like, you know, why do all the big bucks come to your camera at night and not in the daytime? Yeah, well, you're not there too. I mean, it's just a big why.
But
Let's play it out in front of us.
these guys will look like absolute geniuses, though, if we get a yellow here. They're able to make it on fuel.
But listen, we're riding around right now on the broadcast inside of the 747 of Albert Anderson, and I'm just listening to his pedal work right now. He's not necessarily clutching it through the corners, but you can definitely tell he is getting off that throttle early into the turn, and he's getting back onto it extremely slow and smooth coming out of it.
He doesn't want to open up those secondaries on that carburetor. The Xfinity cars are carburetor. He's trying to keep it just to that one side.
And not to mention that, but how does it feels like it's on ice skates. It's got to at this point.
It's all about track position. He's playing the track position game right now.
I think right behind him, Jamie Abrell just called out his pit.
Oh, he's coming down.
And here comes Albert.
And here comes Albert. So not enough, and the caution couldn't come down to save him here. Let's see if
5 laps short.
5 laps short. Let's see if Collins does the same thing. I got a feeling he is. He is. So talking about short, he's gonna come flying around here through turns 3 and 4 in just a second, as he's got that 03 of Dylan Bryant kind of hanging on behind him here, and he's going to re-inherit the lead here with 4 laps left to go at Auto Club here in California. Bryant, Klein trying to hunt down that 15 machine. Derek Welsh, he's back out there and relatively up to speed. He's got to try to make up a good chunk of time here, about 4 seconds. I don't think he's going to be able to do it here inside of these final 4 laps. Will Bryant in that 03 be able to claw his way up to that back bumper of the 15? Will the 18 of Chris Klein be able to maybe find some magic and come out of nowhere here within the final few laps?
Albert only took fuel. Same with Derek Welch, so
Really?
maybe they're hoping for a crash or something to save them. But they definitely won't be able to win with just fuel here.
As the
No, but if they do get a wreck, they can use that track position to throw on that last set and then drive it.
Oh, the 03 got around the 15 of short, but then gets up into the outside wall here, down the back straightaway. The 15 not able to maybe make use of that speed scrub. That happened there as the battle rages on up here at the front. You also got the 79 of Timothy Stubblefield. Now with all the pit cycles done, he's put that thing full on go mode here for Stubblefield, making a pass on the 19, now lining up that 67 of Nathan Stanley, trying to climb his way up into 8th, moving up the inside here. 2 laps remaining at this race.
Just want to say one more thank you to Toby Blakesley for being tonight's race controller. That's not an easy job. He stepped up and did it down there. Thank you, Toby.
As they go side by side here, that's a very important points positions that matter here for these drivers, as the leader of Dylan Bryant makes his way through turns 3 and 4. The 15 of Vince Short, does he have enough to catch him here on this white flag lap? So no more cautions here tonight. We're finishing in regulation. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go. Still about half a second here between the 03 and the 15. Man, it just looks like maybe Short just burning that stuff up too early here. Actually, he didn't even take a full set of tires by the look of it, maybe just 2, and he might have already burnt everything all up as the 03 makes his way down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time, making it as smooth as possible. Dylan Bryant coming down through the tri-oval and across the line to pick up the win here tonight in California. Let's go on back to watch this race here in 3 and 4, because this is a battle for 8th and 9th. Stubblefield trying to make that run up the inside lane, not quite able to get there. Oh, just shy by a 10th and some change there from Stubbs.
Hey, he got up the top 10, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He tried so hard to get that inside line to work for him, to decrease the distance and all, but it just didn't quite pan out. He looked good. Collins and Bears hitting each other after the race. Teammates out there full of.
Well, It's been a long one. How bad do these guys want to get out of that rig they're in? That's a tough night. 200 and what were we at? 220
220.
miles. That's
Hey, they still got it done in under an hour and a half. So these guys, man, once when they got clicking on those green flag laps, man, they let them fly.
sure did. Only a couple of cautions. It's a little beating and banging, but they held it together. There was a few incidents where it was pretty amazing that the guys held it together after dooring each other. So good job out here tonight by the Numb Thumbs Racing League crew.
It's the 3 of Dylan Bryant celebrates a hard-fought victory here tonight. Down there at the AAA sign, which is quite convenient for us.
Yeah,
There's a AAA sign down?
Yeah.
yeah. We paid. You didn't remember that money coming out of the
Oh,
coffers?
that AAA. I got you.
Yeah, the other AAA.
Oh, the other one. It's the Auto Club all over the track. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, good race, tough track. 25, 24 cars. Pretty much, we didn't have anybody disconnect.
No, everyone did
Yeah, but-
pretty good out there, and I mean, at most was what 3, maybe 2 laps down. So, great job by these
We
drivers
had-
out here tonight.
So officially, Richard Gray, the only car 1 lap down, and Tim Wilson 3 laps down after that heavy damage, but he stuck with it. Even though he had so much damage, he went out there. He didn't give up. Big props to the 27 Tom G. Wilson out there. Just kept turning laps. A lot of time he was down on the apron when there was a lot of traffic up there above him. But out there just hoping for some attrition positions. Just didn't work out for him. But gotta love the never quit attitude of guys like that.
As we get all our stuff out of the way here, let's go ahead and talk to the 3rd place finisher here tonight, and that's going to be the 18 of Chris Klein, who battled back from an early incident here with Albert Anderson to find himself on the podium spot. Chris, congratulations on the great drive here tonight. We knew this one was going to be grueling. This one was going to test you to your limits, and it was going to test your pit strategy, and it seemed like it worked pretty well for you here tonight.
Man, it was a great race. It was so much fun. Being part of this league has improved my driving ability tremendously. Everybody in here is helpful and encouraging, and it's fun to get on here. You know, I raced the ARCA on Friday night and then this on Sunday night, and just have an absolute blast. So I want to throw a shout out to Derek Welch and all of Numb Thumbs Gaming for putting these on. I know it's a lot of work, and just really thankful for the opportunity to be part of it.
That's one hell of a good testimony, because there is so much positive stuff that goes on, a lot of positive energy with this league. The Numb Thumbs gaming community in a whole is kind of like a big old family, and you'll see that as the more you stick around. But talk a little bit about next week. Talladega's coming up, and always an unpredictable yet thrilling watch for us. How do you feel about it? Are you a pack racing plate track kind of guy, or you kind of dreading next week?
You know, coming into this league, my main goal was to be better at plate racing. I have a tendency to be able to get up front and end up in trouble at the end. Last week at iRacing Super Speedway, just did not run a good strategy and ended up running out of. I didn't use my fast repairs when I needed to, and ended up 2 laps down and just not paying attention, and got caught, and then ended up out of the race. And very frustrated, but looking forward for some redemption at Talladega next week for sure.
Yeah, the more you run them, the better you get. I mean, it's all just kind of patience, you know. You had some patience tonight. Awesome to see you up here in the podium. You have anybody you want to thank? Shout outs before we let you go.
Yeah, just my wife and kids for giving me the time to come down here and get away from them for a little while and get to play and have a good time with some guys. And, you know, I want to apologize to Vince. Again, I got into him right before those last round of pit stops. Him and I just kind of got together. I lost the front end going in that pack. And apologies to him, and congratulations to Dylan. What a great race. He came back and passed both me and Vince there for the win, and it was pretty awesome to be a part of it.
Awesome, Chris. Well, congratulations on the third place finish here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you back in action on Friday night in those ARCA cars.
All right, man. Thank you, guys. You guys do a great job. Appreciate you.
As we move up this leaderboard, let's talk to tonight's second place finisher, and that's going to be the 15 of Vince Short. Vince, man, you fought as hard as you could, and it looked like maybe 2 tires there at the end just did you in. Dylan with the 4 set coming on through past you, but still a heck of a drive to finish up 16 spots, the hard charger of the day, and in second place.
Yeah, I kind of tanked the qualifying. That's what I was telling Dylan. I kind of tanked that, so I kind of had to bide my time early on and hope to God we didn't have any chaos, which I was lucky enough to weed it up right off the bat up to, I think I was up to 12th or 14th early on, and then after that it was just a matter of just laying back. I told him I never went full throttle the whole race. I was basically saving fuel to kind of move myself up.
It was a great strategy, and I mean, it paid in some dividends for a while. We thought that we might have a couple of cars out there, there towards the end, as you noticed. We thought they might be able to squeeze out just enough fumes. We joked about them having a little bit of fuel in the roll bar or something out there. They were just trying to stretch it out, running, 60% throttle out there, but it was to no avail. They finally succumbed to the fuel mileage out there, but next week, you don't have to worry about qualifying hurting you too much because y'all are going to be at Talladega, and as we've seen with those big plate tracks, you could win a race even if you're in the back, halfway through the deadgum thing.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where you got to bide your time, and hopefully we don't have a whole lot of chaos in that one, but you never know. It's always a crapshoot, so I just take what I get out of it and hopefully stay out of trouble.
Well, you stayed out of trouble tonight. Maybe next week we'll get into some kind of fight, but we didn't have that tonight. Real clean racing. You had a lot of fans out there on this, on the interwebs, so I'm sure you want to give them a shout out tonight.
Oh, most definitely. Right off the bat, my wife, Nikki, she's a huge iRacing supporter. I mean, from day one, she's been there. She's my good luck charm. My brother Kyle, my nephew Landon, my daughters Ashley, Rayleigh, and Shelby, my granddaughters Kira Raylan and Amari, TrackBarMedia, my main sponsor, Holler Boys Racing, Black Acid Apparel, Two Blessings Thrift Shop. You guys for the broadcast, you guys do stellar broadcasts. I really enjoy them. We really like watching them afterwards. And of course,
that means a lot to us, man.
Numb Thumbs Racing, obviously, Derek puts on a good show in whatever division we're in, so I truly enjoy it. These guys are a great group to race with.
Awesome, Vince. Well, thank you so much for taking the time with us here tonight. Congratulations on the second place finish, and good luck here with the upcoming rest of the races you got coming up this week.
All right, thanks, fellas. Look forward to seeing you again.
Man, I didn't think anybody watches. People like what we're doing here. That's pretty cool. Hit the buttons, the thumbs and all that stuff. So awesome to hear from him.
Absolutely. As we talk to tonight's race winner, that's going to be the 03 Dylan Bryant, taking this one home down into victory lane. Dylan, heck of a drive out there, man, and especially because we saw you having a great battle there, kind of in that top, call it 9, 8, 7-ish area, right around the midway point of this race.
Oh yeah, man, I'm just like speechless. I had a fast car. I made a really big mistake when we all pitted. I hit the wrong button and I didn't take any tires, and I was the leader, and I fell all the way back and just was trying to dice it out, but save my tires even more. And after the next round of pit stops, I think I got up to about 6th or 7th place, but I had to short pit a little bit to gain a lot of that lost time back, and just it was fun. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th place and stuff. It was good, hard, clean racing. So
that's incredible. We didn't know that you didn't take tires there when you meant to. That's incredible that you were able to work your way back up and take this race win. Let me ask you this: how much strategy, real time strategy out there on the track as far as taking away people's lines and stuff? Because we saw a lot of that. We saw guys getting pinched. We saw guys that normally run high. They look in the rearview mirror and say, "Oh, this guy's going to try to dip me low," and they'd move down the track. How much of that, line stealing stuff have y'all seen out here at Auto Club? And is that we love to watch it. How is it from a driver's perspective?
It could be frustrating at times, but when you do it, it makes you smile because it gives you that much more.
Oh yeah.
And that was the key tonight, Lo. If I got stuck on the outside, I would pinch the guy down some, but he had to lift. Or if he didn't, he's going to go up into you and or the wall. Or if you flip it around and you back up the corner, especially in 3 and 4, if you back it up, I don't know if y'all seen the guys like lead me by like 3 or 4 cars, but then you get back on the gas and you hold that white line, and then you don't have to lift coming off of 4. And I gained a lot of spots by doing that, a lot of time. But not every corner was perfect. If somebody took your line, and the goal was to get on the outside of them and keep it close to him, and don't allow him to get that run off the corner. If you pinch him, he has to lift. So,
Well, we did see a lot of guys they were better at different areas, and you kind of explained that real nice for us right there. Everybody had like a little place where they were good on the track, and then somebody would catch up to them. So that it was really cool, interesting to watch. Next week we're gonna have Dega, which is just a crapshoot, so you roll the dice there. So what do you think about that? And you got anybody you want to thank for this beautiful victory tonight?
yeah, just everybody that was racing clean and stuff. I got into Albert a little bit in 3 and 4 in his door a tad bit, but I pushed up some and I had to lift off some. So my bad to him. And it just feels great to step away from the plate tracks where everybody else's faith is in your hands. Somebody makes a mistake. So to step away from that, make a statement tonight with an oval that isn't plate track and stuff. I got momentum. It's my second win of the season, and I'm going to continue to try to run up front with everybody. Vince and I, we're always around each other on the track. Derek as well. So just so far so good. I'm happy. I want to thank y'all, AAA broadcast. Y'all do a outstanding job. NTRL series, Derek, everybody involved in it, all the sponsors and stuff. I know some sponsors pick up certain races, but like Sim Gear, TrackBarMedia, Davidson Builders. I'm sure I left out a few. JP Designs and 3D Printer. Want to give a shout out to all of them and stuff, and everybody else. And I hope y'all have a great night. Okay.
Awesome, Dylan. Well, we appreciate that, buddy. Congratulations on the win here tonight. Go ahead and go celebrate it, and then go celebrate Halloween tomorrow night. Because boy, oh boy, have you had yourself a pretty solid weekend here. Congratulations, man, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great night.
And with that, boys, tonight's action comes to a close, and Auto Club serves up another fantastic race for us.
It serves up another thriller, and that's what it is there at the end. I mean, because I'm not just saying that because of Halloween, thriller, Michael Jackson, all that. But anyway, it's always a lot of fun to see what happens at the end of the track. It's just unpredictable, and listen to the story of Dylan Bryant there. Forgot to change his tires and then came back and won the race anyway. That says a lot to his talent behind the wheel and his patience as well, because, oh, Lord knows, these guys need to have some patience at a track like this where it just, Adam said it the best, it's like a cheese grater out there eating up that rubber off of your car the whole time.
Yeah, the first half of the race was kind of a snoozer, but I think they saved the best for last. That's a smart thing to do. It's like real NASCAR. Nobody watches the first half. That's when you're down there drinking beer. You watch the second half, and they turn this thing into a beautiful race. Couldn't ask for anything better here in California.
That is true. As we take a look here at today's finishing order from California, we got Dylan Bryant picking up that big time win in that 03 machine. Same thing, 15, Vince Short up 16 spots. Your hard charger of the day finishing here in second. Got the 18 of Chris Klein having a great night here as well to finish in third. The number one bogus, Derek Welch, having a solid night. He was up front pretty much all race long himself. Maybe a strategy bit him in the tail end here, but sometimes you got to gamble, and sometimes the gambler has to pay his dues. But he walks away with a solid fourth place finish here tonight. The 26, David E. Brown, as well, was having a pretty good night here, finishing inside that top 5. Got the 747 of Albert Anderson making his return after concerts and illness and all of that. Still probably not racing at 100%, but still able to walk home with a 6th place finish here tonight. 4 of Anthony Williams picks up a big time 7th place finish there for him. He was having some great battles all race long. It's a good job there, Anthony. Same thing with that 67 of Nathan Stanley. He was getting beaten and banged and bruised up a little bit, but he got a pretty good finish there in 8th. Same thing with 79, Timothy Stubblefield picking up yet another top 10. Man, if they had like a fantasy NTRL team or whatever, I'd pick up Stubbs in my top 10 each week. He's been doing pretty good out there, finishing in 9th. With the 19 of Justin Lawson up 10 spots on the day to round out tonight's top 10.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll go with...
Sorry, I was muted for a second.
What?
Sorry about
Come
that,
on.
y'all. Matt,
You're napping on the job. Come on now.
I couldn't get the button to match. I was trying to unmute myself. Matt Layton finished right where he started, right there in 11th place. The 8 of Brandon Coleman works his way up a couple spots to finish 12th. 13th is the 31 of Scott Milner. 00 Joe Bennett cranks out a 14th. 15th will go to Michael Cole in the 726. Jamie Abrell, we saw him battling with Collins in the 23 all night tonight. He'll finish in 16th place. 17th will be Seth Hawley in that 48 machine. Paul Durkee in the 13 started on the pole. He'll finish way back in 18th place. 19th will go to the 9 of Joe David, and rounding out your top 20, man, he had such a great shot out there tonight. The 5 of Jason Kraft starting way up in 6th. He will finish last car right here in the top 20.
21st place, 55, Tom Barish. 22nd, 23 of Mark Collins. 23rd, 110, Richard Michelob Gray. He's actually up 2. He's only down 1 lap. That's the cool part. Nobody was really down a bunch of laps here. Richard Gray ended up 23rd. 24th, the number 27 of Tom Wilson. Only down 3 laps. What a race, man. Everybody's pretty much in the lead pack. Thank you, Toby Blakesley, for being admin here tonight.
That indeed. And talking about thank yous, let's thank all the great fans out there supporting us on this YouTube adventure of race broadcasts as we do this for you guys. You guys are 100% the reason why. And it's just an absolute great time out here. And we appreciate all y'all's support, so please be sure, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a single penny. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss out any action that we broadcast here 5 nights a week. Because we bring a little bit of everything here to the table, and you don't want to miss it. So thank you guys so much. Big thank you to all of our great sponsors here as well. Sorry, I'm not going to have time to run down here because I I gotta get this thing shut down here pretty soon, but we appreciate all the help that the great sponsors bring to the table here as well, because these leagues couldn't do it without you. And man, this Numb Thumbs Racing League, they do a heck of a job with that support that you guys bring. So thank you guys so much. And so on that note, we get to see you again tomorrow night, Halloween night, in the Numb Thumbs Racing League Next Gen Racing Series. In those cup cars, man, they're gonna be flying around the track tomorrow night. So until tomorrow night, I'm Alan Brown. For Alan English and Adam Turner, we're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.